All right. Peace, everybody.
Hello.
Yes, yes, yes. We are here with Sarah Feldman of Bespoke by Feldman. So, everybody, my name is Ber-Henda Williams, founder of Culture Shifters Unite, Empathic Feminine Leadership for an Emerging World, and the Ber-Henda Williams Show. And we are so excited because, like I've said in other videos, we don't have sponsors. We have community. We have people who invest in us. We have partners. And I'm so excited to have Sarah here today because one thing I know about Sarah and what I love about the work that she does is that so much love goes into her leather goods, but so much good goes into the world because of the work that she does. She is a staunch believer in the feminine, like celebrating women, supporting women, speaking out against injustices that we see in our world. And because Detroit does it better, this is our city. I really do believe that she is a model for everything good, and that, of course, I'm going to speak with a little bit of bias here. But I really do believe that Detroit creates visionaries and revolutionaries. It's just kind of like in our water. I don't know if it's because of proximity to the Detroit River, but we have a current that lives in us that really does create change. And so, with that, Sarah Feldman is the founder of the lead leathersmith behind Bespoke by Feldman. It is a Detroit based leather goods company committed to sustainability, craftsmanship, and accessibility. And with over 20 years of experience in the arts, customer service, and strategy, Sarah brings both creative vision and practical business acumen to every piece that she crafts. So, since launching in 2020, she has grown Bespoke, which is a trusted women owned brand with a global following, a 70% return rate, and strong social presence at Detroit's Eastern Market and beyond. Her work is rooted in the belief that luxury should be inclusive, ethical, and built to last. She values expression, and through meticulously crafted bags, jewelry, accessories, and pet goods made from high quality leather, every design reflects her passion for original storytelling through materials and her unwavering commitment to quality and sustainability. So, hey, y'all, welcome. Sarah, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm super excited just to hang out and talk leather in Detroit and all things.
Right, and all the things. And I
Yep.
wanna say that, again, when we hear things like Eastern Market, I mean, that just is automatically that's so, Detroit. And I would love for you to share with our audience, how did you come about pairing your love for leather and your love for this city?
Yeah. So I've had a very interesting life, like a little bit all over the place. I was born in Arizona. I grew up in Seattle. I lived in San Francisco and LA, and then finally settled down here. I was in education for almost 15 years. And in 2019, had a pretty bad back injury. And so I had a lot of downtime. And while I had that downtime, I needed something to be kind of therapeutic for just my brain because my brain doesn't stop going ever. And this was like a forced sit down time. So what did I do? I started a business because that's how you relax. But I have a background in art and I love jewelry and like just accessories in general. And so I started researching leather a while ago, and something for me, I'm an 80s baby. So like I grew up with earrings that were 10 pounds, right? Like my ears hurt. I'm getting old. I am past the stage of big earrings that just like weigh down my ears. And so I was trying to think, what is a product that I could create because I love big statement earrings, but how can I wear it and not be in pain all day? So I started researching leather and decided that leather was perfect because it's virtually weightless. So I started off with leather earrings. I launched my business in January 2020, and then the world shut down. So that was also fun. And it has grown. I have grown into all different accessories and bags and wallets and pet items and bow ties and just things for the whole family. And I come from a line of artisans. My dad makes knives out of rare and unique materials, and so yeah, like dinosaur fossils and meteorites. It's a whole thing. So so this is my life. But now I have grown to a place where I'm getting more established and I'm able to be in different spaces. I recently got into the airport at DTW, which I'm excited. And then this winter I will be at the downtown Detroit markets for From November 12th through January 4th.
And what a time, to be alive and to have your business in all of these spaces. And, I definitely know that as women business owners, we tend to give back to community. We
Mhm,
tend to not just create businesses for the sake of, oh, okay, I'm going to create a business to make money. I mean, of course, we want you to be profitable, but I just noticed that women tend to really care for community. So if you could
mhm.
share some of, the organizations that maybe you've partnered with and have done work with, maybe some nonprofits that you love that have, either commissioned you to do work, but really
Mhm.
speak to your heart.
Yeah, so, again, at the root, I'm an educator, so something I started last year was doing different leather workshop classes, and one of the ones I recently did was for the Girl Scouts. That was great, so I got to work with a bunch of girls and teach them how to make leather goods. I think we did keychains that day, but I really small business is really important to me, especially Detroit small business, woman-owned small business. And so I try to partner with different organizations and businesses where we can really share from each other. So if I'm getting the leather, uh, can I get recycled leather sometimes? Or do I want to buy different products from different local vendors so that we can create this ecosystem where we can be more sustainable locally instead of having to depend on all the other things happening in the world, since we know that is not as sustainable, to put it lightly. So,
Right.
yeah, Detroit is an incredible place. We have so many phenomenal businesses, women owned businesses, and working together alongside just sharing resources and finding out what's working, what's not working, and supporting each other has been really important to me.
Yeah. Yeah. And I love, how you're especially working with the Girl Scouts because that's really empowering the next generation. And, like you stated, you're an 80s baby. I'm an 80s baby too. And just seeing, women and girls in like non-traditional career pathways, like, I see you in many ways as one who smiths, right? Because you're really working
Mhm.
with leather and, maybe these even maybe 10, 15 years, we didn't see women in this space and to see, this level of craftsmanship and shout out to, yes, you better be at Metro Airport.
Yay.
Yes, we love that. And just inspiring the next generation. And, speaking of, you had a table and will continue to have a table. So our next live taping of the Ber-Henda Williams show will be on October 23rd. And Bespoke by Feldman will be there again to share her goods. So what are some of your like fave products to make? They're like just super fun. Like you wake up and
Yes.
like, okay, let me make a dozen of these.
Yeah. Um, I was joking with myself yesterday that, like, I am ADHD and OCD and also just, like, the creative brain, so I am all over the place, and for the show in November coming up, I had to make, close to 300 pairs of just 313 earrings. These are my favorite. These are typically what I'm known for. So they are leather and they come in a variety of colors. But on Sunday, I was like getting over that milestone of cutting out and prepping 4,000 items. And I was like, but I need more of this color and I could do this combination. And I'm sitting there yesterday trying to organize all these threes and ones. And I'm like, well, it would be really cool if I did it this way or if I added this to it. And I can't do that. I need to focus right now. But I love making earrings because you just get to be so creative and there are so many different combinations of things that you can do. And then I also really love small clutches and like crossbodies. So going back to my dad, who's a knife maker, I never thought I would say this, had to travel to Arkansas over the 4th of July to learn how to make knife sheaths, because I'm now making his knife sheaths. And that was interesting. But it was, a great experience. And I was able to get a bunch of exotic leathers. So I got a
Nice.
python skin from Indonesia that is 26 feet long. So I've been combining python with a lot of different of my items, a lot of different items. And then I got different crocodile and stingray. So it's really cool to see like how can I combine a very classic high quality leather and then add like a little pizzazz with some crocodile or python to it. So I've been having fun experimenting with that.
Okay, well, you better make a list. Mighty Python, let's go. I absolutely,
Yeah.
yeah, I think that's really cool, and I really dig that. So, I just feel like sometimes the retailers like push us into seasons just so they can sell stuff to us. So it's
Hmm.
like we're already seeing stuff, before Labor Day around like Halloween. But Rand, since we're here, when we think about seasons, what are some of your favorite leather goods? Because I think when we think of leather, we think of maybe hot and it's only seasonal, but the way you do your goods, you can wear any of it like year round. But as we move into like the fall and into the winter,
Hmm.
what are your favorite? Like, okay, it's leather, leather, it's a leather. Look, it's leather weather. Like we need leather,
Leather weather.
leather weather,
Yes, that will be definitely the next TikTok of leather weather.
leather weather.
Um, there is so much you can do with leather, and the fact is if you use high quality leather, it'll outlast most of us, right? And so, especially full grain. So I just had this conversation the other day too. A lot of times we kind of get played in the leather industry. We see an ad on Amazon or in a store that says genuine leather, and you're like, oh my God, it's such a great deal for this purse. But genuine leather is actually the lowest grade leather you can buy. It's kind of like a compilation of leather. It has its place and it works when you're using small accessories, whether it's earrings or, accents. But when you look for a purse or a wallet or a belt, you want full grain leather because it lasts forever. Now, that being said, some of my favorite items that I like to make, especially as the season comes up, bow ties, because you can get some pizzazz with the bow ties. You can do different combinations. I actually have ornaments. I started making ornaments last year out of leather because I have cats and they're jerks, and I can't have anything breakable in my house. So, leather ornaments it was. And so I have some of those, which are really great. And then I have I love making these journal covers,
Oh,
which you can fit journals in and then you can personalize them. So, I'll have all these items for the winter market, but generally, the word bespoke is an old tailor term that means custom made. And that's something that lives it's very deep to me, is how can we make things custom for people and have it really work for the individual that's buying it. So you can customize a lot of different things, whether it's engraving or putting your name on it or your logo or something like that. You can do a ton of different things with customization. So that is there's everything. You can do everything with leather. I made a leather plate the other day. Will I make one again? No, it took too long, but it was beautiful. So you can do everything with leather. And I do want to say that there's a big misconception about leather and sustainability for animals and things like that. And I just want to point out, however your stance is on leather, I fully support. But for people that don't know,
mhm.
leather products and leather is actually a byproduct of the meat industry. So if you think about all of these places that are driving towards, meat products, cow, pig, whatever, all of those hides that come from the animal would actually go into the landfills otherwise. So leather is a complete byproduct. And it's made really sustainably for the most part if you're getting it locally sourced or from a highly regarded tannery. Um, and when you think of fake leather, it's actually way more, it's not conducive to the environment because they use more plastics and microplastics, and there's a lot more toxins that are released. So that's one of the reasons I like working with leather. And I just went in 80 million directions. So hopefully I answered your question. But,
Answer.
again, ADHD brain, I'm all over the place right now.
And listen, and look, and we love it. So, I mean, I know our listeners, too, many of them are also ADHDers. So shout out to all my empathic, highly sensitive folks that are all in
Yep.
the fields and are like, oh my God, the animal. But she just
Yeah.
said that it's a byproduct. So actually, you're
Hmm.
doing something really great for the planet and for
Hmm.
sustainability by purchasing leather products, whereas like the plastic, and so shout out to one of our sisters organizations, the Revamp, they have a
Hmm.
large scale swap, right? So that
Hmm.
also helps to, prevent those toxins and
Yeah.
really good for our earth to have places where you can, fast fashion. It's better to go to a Revamp or a place like that versus, going into a
Yeah.
landfill. And so that brings me, to another question, especially since we said, leather weather is always, again,
Hmm.
we're moving into the season. So, I'm a fashion girly. I love to put a look together. But if you can share with us, like maybe some really great colors that you're really excited about, and maybe when we think about leather, there's so many ways you can texturize it. So tell
Mhm.
us about some colors this season that you're like really excited about, and maybe some textures that we could be looking forward to.
So I'm in this green phase right now. I have a bunch of different leather hides. They're all different greens, like jewel tones. It's greens and jewel tones for me. I think that's what I've been focusing on. And so I love combining the jewel tones with the golds or the natural leathers, so black, brown, um, those types of hides, because I think it really speaks to the product of itself when you can have just a pop of color, but also be really classy and simple and stylish just in and of itself. So the classic brown and blacks combined with some jewel tones and throw in some gold in there, and that's my favorite.
Okay, well, I mean,
Yeah.
obviously you see my brand color, so I'm already in love with the green. And I think there's something
Yes.
about like gold leaf that just automatically makes something just really bad and bougie, like just automatically.
Mhm.
So let's do like a lightning round here, and I will give you
Ooh, 'kay.
some of my favorite villains. And I don't know what it is about villains in movies and stories. They always dress better than everyone else.
Yeah. By sh Yeah, definitely. I'd be
Like,
a villain just for that.
like, come on, Cruella, for example, like, so I'm gonna give you
Yeah.
some villains and tell me what leather good or product like you would throw
Ha!
on, and they just must have it. All right, so
Okay.
villain number one, Ursula, Little Mermaid.
Ooh. Ursula would have a money envelope that it would be black on black. So it would be a nice cowhide with like a black crocodile over it. And she would just carry it around.
Absolutely love that. Pam from True Blood.
Oh, Pam. Yeah, that would she's nuts. I love her.
Oh
I
no,
would probably I I miss that show too. I would do a Adopt Kit for her because Adopt Kit is like a toiletry bag, but it would be like deep blood red. And then you would just throw all the things that are kind of secretive and that you're not supposed to have out and that you're collecting in there for her.
mm. Miranda Priestley from Devil Wears Prada.
Ooh, that might be a simple, really long one gold earring. Just as like one simple statement. Remember me, it could also look like a dagger,
Mm.
usually.
uh, mm. Debbie from the Adams Family.
That's a good one. Probably a weekender bag. I see weekender.
Mm.
Mhm.
Absolutely love it. And let's see our last villain who just gives it to us, and we just absolutely love them. Um, Eric Northman, True Blood.
Oh god,
Yeah, because I mean,
Eric,
why not talk about the North?
love him. Um, Eric Northman. It would be like a simple, understated, just card holder that only fit like 2 cards, and it would be like, "This is the only thing you need to know about me," and it would just be delivered. You would just pull it out.
Absolutely love it. Okay, so bonus round, and then we'll move on. The Valtori, Twilight.
So here's the thing, I've never seen Twilight, but I know there are a few. I've never seen Sound of Music, and I've never seen Twilight nor Harry Potter. That's I you know, but when I think about what I've heard about Twilight, um, you know what? I might do like a bolo tie.
Mm.
Yeah, so not the bow tie, but let's just have like a bolo tie. I don't know if that fits, but that's what comes to my brain.
Yeah, I mean, I think they were, I guess, in at least in the movie and in the books, they kind of show up around, I guess, like the 17th, 16th, 17th century. So it's like, yeah, why not?
Yeah,
Like, yeah, yeah,
yeah.
let's go. So right now, bringing it modern day, and for anyone, villain or not, um, what's one thing that you're working on, like in this right now moment, that you're like, I can't wait to debut this?
So I have this new purse. It's called the Mimi. It's named after my mom. My mom's name's Michelle, but I call her Mimi. And I just got out enough for 74 of them. So I have 74 that will be available at the winter market. But I am in love with it because it's almost like the money envelope that I have that is just slightly larger. So it's about yay big. It's a fold over. It has 2 snaps on it. It has a, solid brass chain for part of the way up, and then a strap that's long enough for a crossbody, and it's just big enough to fit your keys, cards, purse not purse, keys, cards, phone, there we go.
Mhm.
Um, and it's really simple, but, like, stunning in and of itself, and I was really excited. I just designed that, so that'll be one of the things I'm bringing with me.
We love, 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 love that. So you'll have, of course, I feel like it's almost like the baby pictures, like, oh, we want
Yeah,
pictures, we want to see, we want to see. So
I know.
please, yeah, make sure that you send that to us because we want to send it out to all of our podcast listeners and of course all the folks that are up on our newsletter. And so shout out to my newsletter community. Y'all are like fantabulous. Last I checked, we have a 46% open rate. So people are loving
Nice.
it.
That's good. That's really impressive.
Not bad, not bad.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. And listen, those who are listening to the sound of my voice and catching the replay, Bespoke by Feldman also ships. So tell us more about one where we can order and follow all your fabulosity and tell us all about shipping.
Yes. Okay, so, um, I would definitely follow me on Instagram first and foremost, which is Bespoke by Feldman, and my website is byfeldman.com, BY.
Mm,
Now, I have to say this with the caveat is I have the website. It's great. There are some things on there. There isn't much on there right now just because I am hoarding products for the winter market. Now, if you see something I post on Instagram, you can always message me, reach out and be like, "Hey, Sarah, do you have this?" And I can ship it out. I do shipping I mean, across the world. You'll be paying for it if you're across the world. But yeah, shipping's not a problem whatsoever. I do free shipping over $100. And anywhere you want to get it, you can get it. So there are multiple ways to contact me. You can contact me through the website, through email, through phone. I don't care. Find me. I'm at
mostly
the historic Caju stage. You can make an appointment for a private showing and just come in and pick out things. Um, yeah, happy to do that.
we absolutely love it. And give us that website just one more time.
By Feldman, BY, F like in Frank, ELDMAN.com.
All right. So that is all in the comment section. So if you are particularly moved by what you heard today, definitely follow Sarah on Instagram because that's where she's
Thank
jamming
you.
on the gram. You also heard her mention TikTok, so you can follow her over there. And of course, when you sign up for
I'm
our
trying.
listen, we're here for it. When you sign up for our Substack, we're doing the sisterhood issue tomorrow, so it's going to be full of like all women-owned businesses everywhere. And so, shout out! I would be remiss if we didn't talk about Hispanic Heritage Month. So
Mhm.
we got a lot of love there for Nuestra Familia Hispanohablante, for our Spanish-speaking family. We got some really great info coming there. And so, Sarah, it has been so fun. I mean, I'm looking at this, I'm like, dang, we're
Yeah,
on here almost 25 minutes. Where does the
I
time go?
know.
So
It flew by.
I know it's so fast. So again, we want to shout out our partner, our supporter, our ally, Bespoke by Feldman, Sarah Feldman, who is out here, honey, because all weather is leather weather, and she's going to be here at the next live taping of the Ber-Henda Williams show. Shout out to all of our guests that are going to be on that because this is a juicy one. We're talking about navigating friendship breakups.
I know. I love that topic.
Yeah, yeah, that
Mhm.
it's a hot one, and so we have a social worker, we have someone who runs a women's empowerment organization, and we also have a licensed therapist to be talking about how we navigate it. And especially when we start to move into our holiday season, right? You know, you think about your bestie and like, where did the time go? What happened to us? So we're going to get into all of that. So we're going to drink some tea, spill some tea, and get some leather goods. So without further ado, I want to thank you so much, Sarah, for being with us.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. And I'm excited to see you in October. And then I'm excited to see everyone else November 12th through January 4th. Please come see me.
So please shop. You know where to find her. You got the links there. And again, Sarah, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, same.
Have a good day. Bye.
Bye, everybody.